And I like this into the composition here. So good into Nico. Just bump her away with a headbutt every time she tries to engage, or maybe she ends up just getting a solo engage onto the Alistar.
So Silas! Oh, look at that. Saved for R5. Imagine using that for counter pick. Saved it for game 5. Let's jump into it right now.
Now we will have to
say Alistar is best for us, so we're just not going to care if he wants to play it. We just got to take it anyway.
We'll have to see how this early game goes, as Silas has also been a very strong, very common counter pick to Azir specifically as well, just in general. When you forget the Alistar, you forget the Gnar here. So,
and is not going to be going towards his bottom side jungle. And KT immediately know this.
Okay, Gosha coming over, BDD.
Oh, he's gonna flash, but he flashes and immediately gets chained up. And the shocked Teemo says it all. First blood given over to Lucid.
He flashes there in a straight line, and Showmaker's still able to connect the stun there. And that is a rough start here for BDD in this lane. Bottom side here, obviously with the Nico and the Varus, you outrange the Kalista, the Alistar. Can't really do too much in the early levels, and will get rooted by the Nico if he tries to engage and give the Kalista advantage. So not much that Barrel can do here as Pioshik is found.
Very awkward spot for him. I mean, there's just no escape. He doesn't even flash. He's like, no, I'm caught. I'm dead. And he accepts it, and that's another kill into the hands of Lucy. You sniff this one out. The answer is, for now, he's just going to flash and hop away, and maybe it's enough. But here goes Showmaker from the mid lane, and this is a mini Gnar without hop, without flash. And he gets slowed up, and he is just absolutely dead. Another pickoff from DK in this early game.
Such a confident start here for D+. Lucid arguably having the best game of his series so far here. Extremely high impact, 100% kill participation here at this point in time.
But certainly this Silas pick, as we've been talking about, could shape the rest of this game. We'll just have to wait and see how the execution is and who's really going to pull it together for game 5.
Now, Showmaker has been roaming a lot, and that means that BD has gotten a little bit of an advantage here CS-wise. Larger leads is once again perfect. No flash.
All out is available. He doesn't have Mega Gnar. This is free. I mean, there's just no way to get out of this, really.
Orange buff.
Yeah, orange buff making his return. Okay, well, this is one way. Delay and get some TPs. Now we got a TP in from Showmaker as well. And BDD's like, oh, God, why did I even come up here? It's, you know, at least he'll get the TP out of Showmaker, I guess. But at the end of the day...
In the past, I think KT having a bit of a weird draft read in some of these. But, again, it's the Silas pick that you don't see coming. Sometimes with Showmaker, when it's the R5 counter pick, you kind of wait and you go, which meta pick will he play? Or is he going to play something new? And you just... It's one of those Silas drafts where you forget that Silas exists because he's been played 4 times across a massive amount of games this season. So rare to see this pick on a consistent level. Just pull into the pocket picks of Showmaker more often as BDD in trouble.
Oh, here we go again. Kicked immediately into the Pop Blossom. He goes down. And again, it's all set up by Lucid, and BDD doesn't even have time to flash. Pulls in a row.
Yeah.
And now it's an Inferno. I have flash. I'm going for this. And just... I'm crazy, he said.
와, 여기 있냐?
He was here?
Like, he was so confused about where Lucid's pathing was, and
again, it's going to come down to the execution in this fight. This is still a relatively close game. DK in the advantage, but KT set up on the Drake. Can they make it happen is really the question. Lucid spotted on the flank, as now the Chain of Corruption does come down. Immediately, Fate's Call going to be used pretty early on here.
Lucid on the flank.
Pioshik getting low. They're going to use that Fate's Call. They get Lucid into that backline, but Pioshik is already dead as the knockup comes in at a depth. Perfect has to flash away. And that should be an easy smite going the way of DK on this one. As, okay, they'll eventually do it. There you go. And now looking for a bit more. They get the chains in onto Deft as now he's hopping away for dear life. But there's a Lee Sin who is in the thick of things, gets the slow down. And BDD desperate to get away from this one. But he will also be taking out DK. I think it's just desperation, right? They didn't want to give over soul points. And it leads to 2 extra deaths. And they left Pioshik out to dry as well. He was alone on the Drake, and the team did not follow up. Crescent Guard now going to come over here onto Pioshik. They're going to let him go. because they don't have to take the risk, DK, at this point. They have such a nice lead.
It's been so long since Deft has been with this squad, so they made it to a finals, as the real Kellen is still lurking.
Yeah, they're just kind of having their fun with Bioshik right now. Got to be careful. Don't want to get comboed. But at this point, I guess, with the lead they have, they are confident. And now aiming is kind of just stepping up 1v3 and sniping them down. There's not really much recourse for KT, who currently have 0 kills. I mean, they haven't really made a mark on this game just yet. It's not quite as one-sided as game 4, but...
And BDD, there's no Emperor's Divide angle. Look at the split from D+. Who do you hit? Who do you engage on?
They're trying to wrap around from almost too many angles. And look at the poke that's coming out from Showmaker himself. Not to mention the lethality Varus, and already this is gonna leash. That is not a great scenario. We do have Meganar timing here. Let's see if KT can get a pick, because that's what you have to do.
I mean, you have to push on the Showmaker, but because he has the Alistar ultimate, I don't think you kill him. Now trying to find Kellen, but that's a fake. And they've just lost full control of Snar ultimate, getting very little.
Okay, well, that's perfect alone. I mean, Kellen is going to get pretty low, and in fact, has to flash away from this one. Kind of an awkward spot for him to get caught on.
BDD on this flank too, wants to make a heroic stand on this dragon. Bioshik has not been winning these Smite Wars.
Both these teams are playing this so slow, so carefully. Ingen now, he's taking a decent amount, but a huge piercing arrow comes through and it goes to Lucid on the Lee Sin. He's gonna pick it up, and Showmaker just gonna enter the fight now. He's gonna miss the chains, but he is unkillable, flashes on a depth, and will take him out. BDD is all alone. In goes Bioshik, he dies as well, and DK are so close to taking this game in this series.
KT will have to respond to that when the Elder spawns. If we get to that point, if they don't die in the next 2:30, but that's what I'm saying is KT, they're under so much pressure.
Yeah, they're just going in for this one. Look at the damage out of this Silas. It's insane, and he's unkillable because he has unbreakable will.
Yeah, and he just continues to take this Alistar ultimate and get huge value out of it.
It's the best one. Is picked up here from the side of Showmaker. You see the zoom in as well. Just the insane amount of damage that they are doing to this frontline. Aiming, running through the soldiers. It's just going to get face called. And what are you going to do? Can't catch anyone. D+Kia on the doorstep to winning in this first match of the playoffs. And they're taking their time with it. They do not want to overstep.
Stacking these waves here. They have the Elder as a backup win condition. Bioshik, no flash. Look at how low he's got.
BDD just tries to send it. He gives it his all, but it is not quite enough. Showmaker is underneath the turrets, and he does not care because he still has that Alistar ultimate. This game is over as D+Kia will be moving on to the next stage of the double elimination bracket here at the Woori Bank playoffs. As down will go the next is this best of 5 goes to D+Kia.